Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here. Welcome this morning to our crucifixional life. I'm glad to have you beautiful people with us. I was so juiced after Greg's conversation yesterday about moralistic therapeutic deism that I kind of wanted to go down that path. And just not to correct anything he said, I was learning from him, but I wanted to add to it, just spew my thoughts and kind of document me working through it. However, then I learned something that I am horrified by, and it has now usurped everything that I wanted to talk about. And that is the HWWA Girl. Is that right? Did I say that right? HWWA?
HWWA.
HWWA. If you don't know what that is, you are like me until about 3 hours ago. I had no idea what it was. Somebody even said that we should do something on it. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I thought it was, she Native American and she was like hawk, but I didn't understand Tuah. And then now I looked it up and oh my gosh, I know what it means. And for those of you who don't, it's risky. I mean, if you want to know what I'm talking about in this episode, you might have to Google it and look. But the problem is, if you look at it and you're going to be horrified like I am. And so ultimately, I'm going to do the spoiler, but there was a couple of guys on the YouTube going out there and just randomly interviewing people and asking them basically questions about their sex habits and what are they exceptionally good at and so on. And they were in the streets somewhere, and like, I don't know, it looked like Nashville kind of thing. Was it Nashville? But they were just outside, like where all the bars were, and they were just asking women, what are they good at? And one particular young lady is the one who's the HWWA girl. She talked about something involving fellatio and her preferences and all that kind of stuff. And oh my gosh, you people know me. My skin is like thick as an alligator. Things don't bother me. I've heard it all. I know I'm going to hear it again. Nothing stuns me anymore. But I'm telling you, I saw that and I was like horrified. I was horrified for her because I thought, like, how sad is that? How pathetic must she be that she's willing to do that publicly and become an internet sensation about it? Do you understand the craziness there? Real quick note, if you have watched it or go watch it, watch her reaction when she does it. This shows me that she is ashamed of herself as well. When she said what she said that made her famous, you could see her take a little bit of a step back and she looks to her friend. She had another gal with her for like acceptance and affirmation because she knew it was nuts and it was ridiculous what she said. And like now, because the stupid people in the world have given her praise and credit for it, she's riding that wave. I mean, she's now an internet sensation. Even we found out in the town where we live, she's coming. Look, listen to what the world has lost its freaking mind. She's coming here to throw a party in Scottsdale and is inviting everyone to come party with the HWWA girl, right? Like, it's like, and she's going to make money off of this kind of stuff. And people are going to be excited to go see her. And I'm asking, where is the freaking outrage? Not because someone talked about their sex. Look, Americans are mostly small-minded and obsessed with sex, so everything is about sex. That's why it's all over the place. What I'm sad about is that she had no respect for herself that she would do that. I'm a girl dad. I have two beautiful daughters and a stunningly gorgeous and classy, elegant wife. And I can promise you, you will never, ever hear either one of those three ladies talking like that, speaking like that, and disrespecting themselves like that, right? This is not how classy, elegant people react. And you may say, well, you're old school, Father, and you're thinking about the 1950s. Oh, forget you, man. It's like, this is like, how small must she feel inside? How much suffering must she feel inside that she would do this? We're going to talk about the book of Proverbs. It talks a lot about wisdom, and it also talks a lot about the wife as the metaphor for wisdom. In chapter 31, which is the wisdom chapter, you can see God's got a particular bent on this, right? Like, he's talking about Lady Wisdom, and she is a loving, classy, elegant, strong, mindful, visionary woman, not like we see in this stupid HWWA video. Listen to these verses. Chapter 31, verse 25. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. Proverbs 31:25, right? She clothes herself with dignity, the good wife, right? This gal, beautiful, but she was not even clothed hardly. She was scantily clad, right? She certainly didn't have dignity on that she would do that and publicly, no less. Chapter 31, verse 30. Charm is deceitful, beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. That's the missing part, right? That's what Greg was talking about yesterday with MTD, this moralistic therapeutic deism. There's no longer fear of the Lord because anything goes. It's all the same. Nothing really matters, so I can pick whatever I want. And then all of a sudden you find yourself without a reference, without God laying down the law and telling us how to live and how to have a good life. And you see HWWA Girl on the internet, right? That's what happens because she's replaced God. The one, however, who keeps the fear of the Lord at the front and center, she is worthy to be praised. Now look at this. Here's the other thing that hit me. I was thinking about it. I'm like, she's probably a nice girl. I've obviously never met her. I didn't know she existed until a few hours ago. She's pretty. She's young. She's, got some intelligence, clearly. Someday she's going to meet a man who's going to want to marry her. Now imagine this. That dude knows that his wife was a hoe and publicly threw it out there to the world. It's not to say he may not have been a hoe himself, right? Like, I'm not even judging that. I'm just saying it's shameful, right? And he promised you this, whoever he is, whenever he comes, he will be ashamed because of what his wife has done and made public, right? I'm a sinner, you're a sinner, fine, but you're not going to hear me throwing all that kind of stuff out there, right? I'll never shame my wife by telling you that kind of stuff, right? Not that I ever did that, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you don't do this. Listen to Proverbs 12. This one's tough. An excellent wife or a good wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness to his bones. You can tell me I'm wrong or I'm judgmental or I'm whatever, racist or misogynist or whatever ist you want to say, because she is, she has no choice now but to bring shame upon her husband, whoever he may be, right? Like for those of you who know my bride, and the rest of you, someday, God willing, you get to meet her, you will know right away that she is my pride and joy, right? My children are definitely my pride and joy. They're 1A. She's my one. Because she's elegant, she's classy. You will never see her do the wrong thing. Doesn't mean she's not a sinner. We fix that kind of stuff together at home. But she is always trying to do the right thing and is smiling and is polite and has manners. And I don't have to say a word. I can just point to her and you see grace and dignity and elegance and faith in God and commitment to doing the right thing. I mean, literally, when my wife is present, I need to say no words because she's just the rock star around the whole room, right? And yes, I'm bragging, and yes, I'm biased, but no, I'm not wrong, and no, I'm not exaggerating. And for those who know her will know that that's the case. Now, imagine you're the guy who marries the HWWA girl, right? I mean, it's sad for him and it's sad for her because no matter what you say, there's going to be that tension there. And I don't care what they say. No, we'll look past it. There will be that tension there. So all of this ranting and raving about this poor girl, Haley, Bailey, whatever her name is, whatever. Yeah, I think her name's whatever. Haley, I think is her name. Anyways, it's not that I'm making fun of her. I feel bad because she made poor choices. She made it publicly on the internet and went viral and is now exploiting it to make money and become famous off of that. I don't know. Here's my message to all of you beautiful people, especially those who are girl dads and girl moms, right? Train your girls. Let them have dignity and respect for themselves. Look, I'm going to get off on a tangent here, but I cannot have dignity I have no respect for that young woman. Right? Not because she made a mistake, but because she clearly has no respect or dignity for herself. Do you understand that? How can you have and expect dignity for other people if you don't hold it for yourself, respect for yourself, right? So this is my message. Girl dad, mom dads, sorry, did I say that right? Girl dads and girl moms, thank you. Mom dads, what's a mom dad? I love you, Mom. All right. Teach your girls. Teach them. Look, I'm going to tell you what I teach my girls. And you know what? Again, I'm biased, but I ain't wrong. They're ferocious and they're awesome and they are not perfect, but they're unbelievable. I have taught them to be ruthless. Go get what you want. I don't care if you're a girl or a boy or old or young or whatever you may be. It's not a gender. It's not an age thing. If you want something that produces value, go get it. And you got to work hard to do it. Number two, I have taught them to be women of elegance. They know, let me tell you right now, if you're a boy and you want to date my girl and you're walking on the street and you don't go on the outside of the curb, they will not go on a second date with you because they know what gentility is all about and that the man walks on the outside of the street, right? They know that stuff. They know what all the forks on the fancy table sets for. They know how to dress. They know how to be elegant. They're always on and on I could go because we have taught them that stuff. Most importantly, My girls have great respect for themselves. And though they are loving and they are kind and they are compassionate, if you disrespect them, they will eat you up. And you will never hear them disrespect themselves. This is not to say that they haven't made mistakes and that they won't in the future. Of course, right? But they are not doing that kind of HWWA stuff because they have respect for themselves, because we have taught them to respect themselves. So here's my message. Teach your children, teach your girls especially, to respect themselves. You cannot expect that any young man will respect your girls if they don't first respect themselves. Does this make sense? Did I say that well? Hopefully I said that well. He affirmed me. I needed it. Anyways, I am riled up because not because I'm angry at her. I don't know her. I'll never meet her. I won't be able to influence or help her in any way. But I felt bad because I know that someone as someone who is raising daughters, I want them to be amazing. And what that young gal did, whether alcohol induced or insecurity induced or whatever, she made a bad choice, and it just made me sad for her because it's going to be with her for the rest of her life. I mean, God be with her. Anyways, I hope I'm wrong. I hope she has a great life and has a beautiful marriage and someone doesn't care. And I hope, but we also know what's coming. All right. I think I'll stop rambling at this point. But teach your girls, teach your boys, but teach your girls too. We're talking about the ladies today. Let them have respect so that they might be the boast of their husbands, the boast of their children, the boast of their community, the boast of the Lord God himself. Love you. We'll be back tomorrow to continue. As always, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.